All right, we are on day 4 of what demons don't want you to know. And today we are in Matthew chapter 10. We are going to be in Matthew chapter 10 for, I believe, 3 days, if I remember my notes right. But there's a lot of meat in Matthew 10, and it's going to give us a lot of instruction about these demons. So let's dive right in. In Matthew 10, starting in verse 1, it talks about the 12 disciples, and it says, "And he called to him his 12 disciples, and he gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal every disease and every affliction." So there's some things that we want to point out here. First of all, they were called. Now that doesn't mean that you have to be a pastor to be called. Every believer is called to serve in some way. Don't be naive to that. We're all being called. We're all being told about our spiritual gifts, which we talked about again about 2 weeks ago when we talked about our identity in Christ. And secondly, they were given authority, and that authority covers these impure spirits as well as disease and sickness. And the impure spirits are bunched in with that disease and sickness. That's another thing that demons don't want you to know. They can cause illness. Not every illness is the result of a demon, but they absolutely can cause illnesses. And don't be naive to that. It's possible that that's why you're getting sick. Verse 2. The names of the apostles are these, and it goes through all these names. And then we get to verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent out, instructing them, "Go nowhere among the Gentiles and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So he tells them where to go, "and proclaim as you go, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons." Part of our calling as followers of Christ is the ability to cast out demons. Don't think it's over your head, because it's not. "You received without paying, give without pay. Acquire no gold or silver or copper for your belts, no bag for your journey, or tunics or sandals or a staff, for the laborer deserves his food. And whatever town or village you enter, find out who is worthy in it and stay there until you depart. As you enter the house, greet it, and if the house is worthy, let peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. And if anyone will not receive you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet. And when you leave that house or town, truly I say to you, it will be more bearable on the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town." So they're told what to do. They're told where to go. They're told the message they're to deliver. And then they have a list of to-dos. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the leprosy, and drive out demons. They're told to do all of that. So as we think this, and then they're told that persecution is going to come, and that's going to be what we talk about tomorrow. So if they're doing this in New York City, the people are going to be astounded and not know how to respond. So imagine you go to New York City, you're praying for people, they're getting healed, miracles are happening, you're casting out demons. Some of them are not going to know what to do with that. Well, all of them are not going to know what to do with that. And then you're going to have two camps of people. Either they're going to be drawn to it and want to see more, and within that group, some of them are there for the right reason, and some of them just want to be amazed and watch a magic show, so to speak. And then you're going to have others that are like, well, they're not allowed to do it. They've got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. So we've got to be aware of the fact that when we are called, some people will not receive that calling well, and they may even persecute you for it. We're going to be talking more about that tomorrow. They're told that they have freely received, and they should freely give. God doesn't hold back on empowering you. His grace is always flowing. And we're not anyone that we should be refusing that calling. God gave us this salvation. We are being called to step up, and we are not in a position to say, "No, Lord, I'm not going to do that." Yes, we have the free will to do that, but if we don't answer that call, we're not going to grow in our relationship with Christ, And as we saw on Sunday, that could make us a sitting duck. So they get more instruction. They're to take no supplies and find a house to stay in. Now, he's told them to be prepared for that rejection. Don't let it stop you and don't let it hold you back. And that's what demons don't want you to know. When you start to serve Christ and you encounter that rejection, those demons want you to think, oh, I must be doing it wrong because it's not being blessed. It doesn't mean it's not being blessed. It just means that you're with a bunch of people who have the will to choose how they're going to respond. And the ones who are not going to choose Jesus are going to be extremely uncomfortable with it. And they may give you some of that pushback. Don't fall for it when the demons try to tell you that just because things aren't going well, that you're doing the wrong thing. That's not necessarily true, and don't fall for it. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.